is just occurring lately. But if you listen closely to what they're saying, they're telling on themselves. A lot of what they say is plotting a certain path on a certain trajectory, right? But you just have to listen to some of these bigwigs talk who have influence on how the system is going to be deployed. Now, this here is from the Digital Pound Foundation. All right, now I'm going to tell you who's on this panel here. So you have names. You can look these people up. Now, they have this individual here, Usman Mangding, Director of Economics Advisory. All right. They have Duncan Trenholm, Global Co-Head of Digital Assets at TP-ICAP. They have Ali Karu, Director of FinTech Consulting at EY. And they have Sophia Schluger, CCO of PVO1. All right. Now, this is just one of many. Now, if you listen to all these videos that they released, they're telling on themselves. A lot of these companies are going to have a heavy hand in the systems that are deployed over there in the UK. So now, wait, we're going to go to fast forward to about 24 minutes and 27 seconds into this video. This video is titled Digital Money Event 2024. Panel discussion on CBDCs versus stablecoins versus tokenized money versus crypto, which is interesting that they put it that way. Wait a minute. Who was it that just came out? There was a pro that came out and was pretty much saying exactly what I've been iterating, which is you can't get around the crypto. Everything that goes on chain benefits the native coins, right? It was David Schwartz a little while ago that was letting people know that everything that flows on XRPL has to affect XRP. Period. XRP has a hand in everything. It's the best of the best. When you're thinking about how do they phrase that when XRP is a bridge currency, right? I mean, it's not the companies at this point, and they're going to tell you, don't worry, I'm going to play the video. I'm going to play the audio. Okay. Once you put your fiat in, then it's converted into XRP or QNT. It's moving the same on all of these systems. It's converted into that, and it moves at light speed to wherever it's going. And then on the other side, it's converted back into your fiat currency. Most of these companies, most of these individuals will never even know it touched crypto. So why the separation of crypto there? This is simply just a psychological thing at this point. Let's push play right here at 24 minutes and 27 seconds into this video. And hopefully it's loud enough.
I think the use case is important for large value payments, so securities clearing and so on. I would argue we want a CBDC.
Pause. I don't know if you can hear that. I hope you can hear that. I have it turned all the way up. Their microphones for being such a reputable organization are terrible. I'm just going to tell you right now, terrible audio here on these videos. But he said we would want a CBDC. He didn't say we're going to have a CBDC. He doesn't say a CBDC is coming. He said we would want a CBDC because CBDC is not guaranteed. And that's not what the majority of companies want. We've read it all around the world. The intermediaries don't want a CBDC because they don't make money off of a CBDC. The banks aren't incentivized to use a CBDC for a variety of reasons. And then we know also the customers aren't holding on to these practice CBDCs that they're putting out there, the little test CBDCs they're putting out there. The customers are spending that quick, fast, and hurry, getting them out of that wallet. And it's only in places where they're forced to actually use those particular things because the customers, fear spying, the government spying on them, the central banks taking their information, all of those different things. The customers take umbras to CBDCs. So nobody wants a CBDC except the central banks. Why? Because it helps them maintain their leverage, their power. And only some of them think this way. So that's why he has to say, we would want a CBDC, because at this point, what has happened? What have we observed? They've been brought to the table, forced to come to the table, and to the realization that what the private sector has is better. They're siloed. They don't have global reach. So really, a CBDC at this point is just a selfishness on the part of a central bank, really, from my humble opinion. So the private sector is better, which means things have to run through the new financial system, which is going to, according to people like David Schwartz, I'm paraphrasing, of course, it has to affect those native tokens. They're there for a reason. And then I can't remember the other expert recently, my apologies, but some of you saw the article, You have his name, you screenshotted it. I hope so. I hope you did. But that individual was saying how everything is going to positively affect these native tokens. You can't get around it. So now let me get back to this. Let me push play. Okay, I know I'm a little excited. I love when they tell on themselves. Let me push play. Hopefully, I'm hoping you can hear this.
We need, well, you made the point, we already have reserves. There are book entry money. Do we need token-based money? I think we do, but for certain types of...
See, and I love this because he's one of those people where, in my humble opinion, for lack of a better word, there's a little bit of like standoffishness there. Like he doesn't really want to give crypto its credit and say it's necessary, but he has to. Listen to how he put that again. Once more. Let me play that once more. We're at 24 minutes, 47 seconds. Let me go back just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Bear with me. We have to get this straight.
Book entry money. Do we need token-based money? I think we do.
Do we need token-based money? I think we do. What? After all of this research, the BIS, the IMF, the ECB, the best of the best, the Fed, all of this research pointing to is literally a necessity for you central banks to have token-based money in order to survive, in order to thrive into the future. There was a representative from, what was it, the BIS or ECB, about a month or two ago. We read it here. We covered it a few times. And they were saying how it's necessary for the central banks to pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing once again, because I can't remember the exact wording, but that they would need to let the private sector lead. That's number one. And they would have to integrate with the new technologies, DLT, in order to survive. Remember, we were covering that. These are all facts. Look everything up I say. Look everything up they say as well. Question everything, my friends. But wait, let's keep going. But he wants to make it like, well, we would like it. No, you need it. You need it. But you don't want to tell the people because you don't want them becoming too bullish. Things are already looking super bullish. Imagine the central banks actually had to, and a lot of these banking industry heads, a lot of these financial company heads had to actually admit the truth directly, all at once, all in the public, and say, hey, yes, we need DLT. And crypto is a necessary part of it. Stop trying to use this scalpel, these linguistics to cut crypto out. No, you can't do that. We know that already from real experts who build the tech. We know. But imagine they did that. It will make people a little too bullish, right? They don't want that. Not just yet. I mean, you tell me. What do you think about that? You don't have to agree with me. This is just what I'm gathering, and my thoughts are constantly evolving as I take in more information. But I'm giving to you right here on the spot. Let's push play here.
But for certain types of transactions, I think, particularly to settle foreign exchange, but not necessarily domestically. So that would be where I think we have a strong case for CBDC.
Let me hear that one more time. Bear with me, folks. Let me hear that one more time.
But for certain types of transactions, I think, particularly to settle foreign exchange, but not necessarily domestically. So that would be where I think we have a strong case.
Wait. All right. Bear with me one moment. We're going to go to transcript for this. Hold on. Why do they put the transcript all the way at the bottom? Come on, YouTube. You know, a lot of us, we want to read that transcript. Sometimes it's very difficult to hear or understand what an individual is saying. But 24 minutes and 54 seconds. Let's scroll down to that little area there. And let's read it. He's not going to slide that past us. He talked about something locally. 24 minutes and 54 seconds. My apologies. Bear with me. 24. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to start at 24 minutes and 48 seconds. Let me move my computer over just a little bit. It says to settle for an exchange, but not necessarily domestically. Not necessarily domestically, really. Let me read from the beginning. Money. Do we need token-based money? I think we do. But for certain types of transactions, I think, particular, to settle for an exchange, but not necessarily domestically. So that, why that? Why did he just say that? Why not domestically? You have an idea? Right. And how does that affect the bank coins? Right. Let's keep going. They're telling. Let's keep going. All right. Domestically. So that would be where I think we have a strong case for CBDC. Okay. So CBDC. Oh, and then he stutters a little bit right there. Why did you stutter right there, sir? What got you so uncomfortable? You're a professional, right? What got you so uncomfortable? We're just talking about CBDCs. Is there something you don't? You have to negate something. You have to hold it back, right? So you got to watch your tongue. Right. Why'd you stutter right there when you're talking about CBDCs all of a sudden? Let's push play right there. 24 minutes and 54 seconds right there. Let's push play.
For CBDC.
Okay, so CBDC. Okay, so we've got for large value payments.
For large value payments. Only for large value payments. For retail, I don't see the case. But
so once again, it's interesting how now, remember we covered an article. I know we cover a lot of articles. That's why I always have to say that. But we did. We covered an article recently where it seemed like some in the UK were taking a step back from retail focus. Also in the ECB, they were taking a step back from retail focus and only focusing on wholesale CBDCs. Hey, we'll take it. That's the trillions. That's where we really want to get to anyway. Don't worry, we have the retail platform already set up. We're all of the Hedera, Ripple, XRP, Stellar, Algorand, Quant, we can all move retail with ease. So we're not worried about that. We're not too concerned about that. But with the wholesale, we definitely specialize in that. That's where the big money is. That's where the big transactions are. We know the XRPL is one of the best of the best. You can even break those transactions down with what's called payment channels. And you can send small micro transactions that are counted as one major transaction. And it actually makes it faster and cheaper to do so. And with those special mechanisms, on the XRPL, you can only, I want to make this clear, look this up on xrpl.org. I think that's what it is. You can only use XRP. So when all that XRP is flowing, if you do want to roll out a mass amount of wholesale CBDCs in a clearly siloed environment, and if it does hit Ripple XRPL, RippleNet XRP, how does it affect that price? Right. And you think things look good now and the utility hasn't even kicked in? The banks haven't even gobbled it up yet. You think it looks good now? You haven't seen anything yet. Not financial advice, just my humble opinion. Just using deductive reasoning and logic and a little bit of logic and a whole lot of information. That's where we're going on here. But anything can happen. Let's keep going. Wait. They're telling a lot. And I can tell this man, there's like 3 other people that should be speaking, and he really wants the spotlight off of him, but they're squeezing the rag, so to speak, and getting as much liquid out of it as possible, for lack of a better word. Let's keep going. Come on, talk some more, sir. Tell us some more.
Large value payments. Only for large value payments. For retail, I don't see the case, but I shouldn't say that.
Okay.
For retail, he doesn't see the case, but he shouldn't say that. What's he mean by that? You tell me. Why does he say that? But he shouldn't say that. Right. Because the thought of your whole focus right now in that industry, right? It's not just this man saying it. Like I said, we read other documents hinting at that focus on wholesale CBDCs. And we've seen that refocus around the globe. But that would make it a little too bullish for anything that's a real and true bank coin, wouldn't it? Now, wouldn't it? Because you're jumping to something that's more of a guarantee. That money in the wholesale CBDCs is guaranteed. Interbank payments is guaranteed to have a consistently high flow and high value once everything is 100% up and kicking. Yes, it does. But retail is not a guarantee. So for you to say that with anybody with a little bit of knowledge, you're going to make them very bullish, aren't you? Right? Aren't you? That's why. And listen, I'm not a mind reader. This clearly, I don't know this gentleman. I don't know what he's thinking clearly, but I'm just, like I said, I'm using deductive reasoning, maybe via negativa a little bit. But I'm telling you right now, why else would he say, I'm going to read it to you. So I'm holding up the computer so you can hear it a little bit better because the audio was just so terrible in this video. That's why you saw the computer laptop coming up and down like that. But he says, okay, I don't see the case, but okay. Only for large value payments, even that. Go ahead and tell me some more. For retail, I don't see the case. And there's another thing about that you just admitted to. That how do you think that rubs the commercial banks, sir? Huh? I mean, you don't honestly think the commercial banks are going to take that line down. Go ahead, and you're just handing them to us at this point. You're just giving us the commercial banks at this point. because they're going to have to be fully digitized. Their whole thing is retail, is dealing with retail, dealing with the customers. So how does that work that you're cutting them out? When you said there's not something that you're not going to do. I'm talking about the banks, the central banks overall. Am I going insane here? You guys let me know. This is what they said. I'm trying to analyze all this information in my mind right now. But that's the gist of what they were trying to convey. How are the commercial banks supposed to take that? And then you expect us to believe that once Ripple and all of these companies are unleashed with the regulatory clarity that seems to be coming, one of the lawyers claims that maybe in mid-2025, if Gensler steps down, they may not even continue to pursue the case. We've heard that as well. Who knows what's really going to happen? But if we're fully unleashed, you mean to tell me you want someone like myself to believe we're not going to absolutely run wild with a collection of commercial banks after things like this? When them adopting those digital systems, deploying their own version of a local currency within their companies and for their customers, et cetera, that's insulating themselves, protecting themselves from an industry that clearly right now the central banks are just thinking about themselves. No, we're going to gobble them up. It's going to be like a birthday party at that point. It should be, theoretically speaking, if these companies do their jobs. It should be easy after all of this type of verbiage. But wait. So maybe that's why you said, where was it? I suppose, what did he say? I don't see the case, but I shouldn't say that. Okay? That's what he says. Why shouldn't you say that? Please, everyone, let me know in the comment section why he said he shouldn't say that. I don't think that's something that could just be glossed over. All right, so now let's push play. Let's keep going. I don't know. How long are we? We went a little long, but I got a little excited. Let's keep going. Just a little bit more.
I suppose back to Sophia. So in terms of thinking into the future and the future of tokenized deposits in a UK context, and I assume that you're also in favour of them as an instrument, what would you like to see? What needs to happen to advance this journey more quickly or to make your vision become a reality?
I think if I can broaden it beyond tokenized deposits, because there's a whole world of tokenization that's going to happen.
Boom. Yes. Thank you. 25 minutes and 43 seconds is beautiful, folks. Go there and listen to it. All right. Oh, yeah. What did she say? Oh, man. What's that old song? Here comes the money. Tell us. Oh, my goodness. See, this is why research is good. You got to listen. I know it gets difficult. They bury these videos. Why would they release like 12 videos all at the same time? How do you find this, right? She said there's a world. Wait. I cut it off too early. It says, she says, a reality, I think, if I can broaden it beyond tokenized deposits, because there's a whole world of tokenization. A whole world. Folks, and I ask you again, does everyone truly understand how much value is going to be coming to crypto in the future? This bull run is just kicking off. This is the beginnings of something that probably is going to go on for a while, in my humble opinion. Yeah, with dips and corrections, but it's going to go on for a while. But what's to come in the future for crypto right now looks absolutely beautiful, in my humble opinion. I'm talking explosions in price. Look, you don't have to agree with me, not financial advice. I'm talking about explosions in price most people can't fathom. That's what it looks like right now. Not for everything, but for the right things. But let's continue on. A world of tokenization that's going to happen. I mean, you can read a McKinney BCG report. There's an estimate that tokenized assets will be a $16 trillion asset class. That's how she says it. $16 trillion. And remember, who has the central bank said should lead? The private sector. Who's at the forefront of the private sector right now? Huh? Who has true global reach? Huh? Who is trying to dominate when it comes to custody? Huh? Right. All right. I want to do more, but I don't want to make this too long of a segment here. But that's very exciting, in my humble opinion. Make sure you watch that video if you haven't already on the Digital Pound Foundation's YouTube channel. But let's go here. I had a Cardano article. I have a bunch of articles, but I'll post some of those in the members only section. All right, there will be a new members only video coming out in the next few days. I'm just putting that together right now. Trying to get I like to get the best of the best articles for the members. That's just my way. So now, this article was titled, "Will there be a Solana ETF by the end of 2025? I tell you what, it's looking more and more like it's going to be XRP or Solana. It says Cboe BZX filed 4 applications for spot Solana ETFs earlier this week. The approval path for additional spot crypto ETFs should become clearer with a pro-crypto administration. All right. It says, could we see a Solana ETF hit the U.S. market by the end of 2025? The signs are starting to become a bit more clear. Equity exchange Cboe BZX on Thursday filed 4 applications. They reiterate that again. And then they talk about the regulatory winds shifting. Quote, I believe it's highly likely that Solana ETFs will be approved by the end of next year at the latest, unquote. ETF store president Nate Garachi told The Block. All right, let's get a little bit of Bitcoin news in here. And we'll close out with that today on this very, very nice Saturday. I hope you all had a fantastic Saturday morning. Bitcoin may reach $180,000 by the end of 2025. This is coming from Teamio founder. So now everyone seems to be, the majority of these, predictors seem to be very bullish on Bitcoin going past $150,000. That was my top price there. We shall see. The current crypto quant Bitcoin exchange reserve metric is roughly 2.5 million coins, the lowest level recorded during this market cycle. The price of Bitcoin may reach $180,000 by the end of 2025, according to Georgi Verbitsky, the founder of Teamio decentralized finance platform. In a statement to Cointelegraph, Verbitsky forecasted a Bitcoin price between $100,000 and $120,000 by the end of 2024 or early 2025. Before, wait, let me scroll down. Bear with me one moment. Quote, here's a quote. Verbitsky tells Cointelegraph, quote, Bitcoin's price can double during this bull run and has the potential to reach $180,000 threshold. This takes time. We may witness this closer to the end of 2025. I don't think that's unreasonable. The peak of this cycle could reach much greater levels as we progress into the next 2 years. However, Verbitsky cautioned traders to properly manage risk by diversifying their positions, executing trades via limit orders, and using options to avoid the devastating effects of rapid market downturns. Yeah, I like to stay balanced where I always have something, or at least I try to always have something that's going up, even though if everything else goes down, right? Now, I prefer to diversify in a lot of different ways, like, not just crypto, but commodities, mutual money market funds. Sometimes once in a while, maybe a little cash sweep action here and there over the years. So, it just depends on you. But I think you should always have something that's going to go up if everything else goes down. That's how I feel about that. And then a little bit of commodities in there, not financial advice. Let me say that. Little commodities in there to protect your value, but some of them are a little bit high now, so you may see a little bit of a correction now. So just keep that in mind. Is a Bitcoin supply shock coming? The Teamio founder also predicted that the decreased block subsidy from the April 2024 halving, future halving events, and lost keys would trigger a supply shock and keep Bitcoin volatility high. Quote, Bitcoin becomes scarcer because fewer coins are mined each year. Plus, many are lost over time due to forgotten passwords and misplaced wallets. I've heard that a lot, not just about Bitcoin, but a lot of cryptos. Not only that, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. This sets up the potential for a supply crisis in which demand significantly outstrips actual availability. In these circumstances, the price could rapidly accelerate, pushing volatility to new higher levels, unquote. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.